Welcome back to week 2 of our senior yoga series. If you tuned in last week, we're so grateful that you're tuned in again this week. Again, we do ask that you call the rec center to let them know that you are tuning in and that this program is useful. And if you have any questions, any suggestions, we are open to suggestions. So call, let Megan know, like, hey, I want to see more chair yoga. I want to do more mat yoga or stretching. Whatever it is, I'm open to suggestion, and whatever you want to do at home, I'll do the best that I can to serve you at home. It's a tough time right now, so we can't meet in person, so I'm going to do my best to serve you here behind the TV. Okay, my name is Renee. I am a longtime resident of Linden. My family's been here for like literally ever, like like I was alive. When my grandparents came here from Italy, we touched down in Linden, and I've been here since. I've been wandering around, don't get me wrong, but I'm still here in Linden, okay? So I'm so grateful to be here to share this space with you. Again, my name is Renee, and call the rec center for any comments, suggestions. We're here to help. So last week, we ended our yoga session with sound healing. So if you could see this pink bowl on the ground, it does give off a frequency when I play the bowl itself. So I wanted to start today's practice with some sound bowl healing. So to start, we're gonna be in our chair. So really quick, if you have any type of yoga props, blocks, scarves, blankets, pillows, bolsters, anything, feel free to have those close by so they're easily accessible to you. And we're going to start about halfway of our practice today is going to be in the chair, and then we're going to make our way to lay on our mat. If you don't have a mat at home, that's fine. The carpet, something to give you a little bit of cushion underneath you, a little bit of, we're not going to do anything standing, so just some cushion underneath you to support your body. A wooden floor or a floor like this would hurt, okay? So you need some cushion underneath you. So in your chair, you want to make sure that there are no arms so we can get into poses more fluidly. If you do have arms at home, it's going to be a little bit more challenging. So sit up nice and tall. Roll the shoulders back. You want to feel a slight like magnetism of the heart leading forward. You have the option here to rest the palms down on the tops of the thighs. And resting the palms down enhances you to have grounding energy, right? To get this natural energy from the earth. Or if you feel like you need abundance, you can turn the palms up. Okay, so when I do play the singing bowls, you will be receiving some frequencies, some sounds. If you get emotional, that's okay. If you start laughing, I tend to laugh and like get really red. But if that happens to you, that's okay. But just receive, okay? So that's why the palms could be up if you feel comfortable, or if you want to feel grounded with that frequencies at home, you can have the hands down. What I like to do is have one palm up, one palm down, creating balance, hopefully, okay? So just find some ease in your seat. You can rest your back into the back of the seat and uncross your legs. A lot of times we cross our legs, keep the feet rooted down. And you don't have to take your socks off. If you're a sock person, you keep them on. Or if you want a little bit of variety, go ahead, take them off. Okay, I'll give you a few more moments to settle in as I'm gonna grab the sound bowl. And if you've tuned in previous weeks, you know that I've always used that big old sound bowl that makes a lot of noise at home, right? So I have a tiny sound bowl, so the sound is gonna be different. The frequency is gonna be different. This sound bowl actually resonates with the third eye chakra. So that's the space between the eyebrows. It's your intuition, your connection to the divine, to God, whatever you believe in. But if you don't believe in those things, it's okay. You could just allow yourself to just receive here. It does sound different from the pink bowl, but just allow yourself to receive and focus on your breath and be in your breath. Relax the muscles of the face, relax the eyes, relax your shoulders. I want you to even imagine above you there is like a water droplet. Take 2 breaths. And on that next exhale, that water droplet is going to make contact with you and just allow the rest of the body to find ease, like a ripple effect flowing down the body. And just focus on your breath, releasing any thoughts, feelings, emotions. Some things might come up during the frequency, during the sound bowl while you're receiving, but just focus on your breath the entire time here. Technical difficulty. Three more breaths wherever you are. Definitely does not make the same sound as the other one, but it's okay. Oh. Come back to your eyes, your body, open the eyes, roll the shoulders down your back. Straighten the legs out, open and close the toes. Try to spread the toes if you can and spread the fingers too, so we're stretching out the webbing between each attachment. That was so funny. Before we pre-recorded this, the sound bowl was perfect. Life, right? So from here, we're gonna go ahead and sit a little bit further in front of our chair. So we're using our core to hold us up and not relying on the back of the chair. A lot of times when we sit in the chairs, we kind of lounge in them. I want you to utilize your body to sit upright, okay? And from here, shoulders back, we're gonna take our right palm and press the right corner of your forehead into the palm. So we're pressing the head into the palm and the palm into the head. So just very slight, not try to like put your head through your hand. Please don't do that. But just very gentle. I don't even want to say tension, but just very slight pressure, but barely even pressure. Just kind of make that contact where they're pushing into each other. I'm going to release. We're going to set up for the other side. So left palm is going to make connection with that left front corner of the forehead. So the reason why we're doing this is going to help to break up any kind of tension in the neck muscles. And we have a lot of muscles in our neck, whether you realize it or not. Like this whole area right here is a muscle that goes all the way down into the body. And the only reason I know that is because I watched a dissection like a few weeks ago and it was traumatic. Take the right hand to the back right edge of the head and press the skull into the palm and vice versa. But I feel like it's important to know what the body is made of, especially as an instructor. The more informed I can be, the better I can serve everyone that comes to class, whether it's a right side up class or upside down class. We're going to go ahead and do the other side. Take the left hand to the back left corner and press. We're going to do this 3 more times in each point of the skull. And I just want you to relax. We're just making the connection here, making the contact, but barely any pressure, really just kind of holding the two together. So now we're on that front right side. Anywhere from 3 to 5 breaths. Making our way to our front left side. This is great if you tend to have headaches a lot, if you tend to feel like you have pressure in your head, nausea. This is a great grounding sensation here. Back right side. And back left side. We got 1 more round for each corner of the skull. Front right side. Front left side. Back right. And notice my posture here. I'm sitting upright, even though I have my hand at the back of my skull. I'm not like leaning forward, leaning to the side, right? And the arm opening up to the side allows us to have proper posture. That was a tongue twister. Left side. And then we're done here with our neck stretches. So left palm presses to the back, left corner of the skull. Very gentle. Again, I'm lifting my arm high. So I have good posture here. Good. Take the hands to the tops of the thighs, and I want you to just imagine that center point of your head, and then as if something's lifting, right? So I'll even imagine, I'll use my hair for your imagination. So that something is lifting you up toward the sky, promoting length in that spine, okay? I'll never do that again. Roll the shoulders back. And we're gonna take seated cat-cow. So you can take the hands to the knees, or if you want, you can take the hands to the base of the chair as well. Inhale, draw the heart forward. Arch the back, low back. Exhale, fold. We're going to take about 5 to 7 breaths here in our cat-cow. So really think about rounding the spine as you exhale. Inhale, sit up nice and tall, arch that low back. Pull the heart forward through the window of the arms. Exhale, round. One more. Beautiful. From here, take the hands down to the sides of the chair. Draw the shoulders back. And maybe you could slide the hands back the base of the chair, making contact to where the base of the chair and the back of the chair meet. And you can hold on here, slightly leaning the heart forward. If you want, you can come a little bit further forward on your chair. So your tush is about midway on the base of the chair. And lean forward. So this is great, opening up the chest and the shoulders. A lot of times when we sit, we slouch. So this is going to help improve that posture as well. You can stay where you are. We're going to take our right hand to the base of the chair to hold on, to feel grounded. Reach the left hand up and spin the pinky finger in toward you. So it's going to engage all down the arm into the left and reach up and over to the right side. So as you reach over to the right side, you're going to feel a nice side body stretch here. Think about breathing in at the muscles between the ribs. So if you ever ate ribs before, you think of like the meat on the ribs. We have the same thing. We have muscles between each rib, okay? So find space, reach up and over. And don't, sink your head. Keep control of your head and neck. Last breath. And come back to center. Just a breath here. Pull the shoulders down. Setting up for the opposite side. Left hand to the base of the chair. Reach the right hand up. Spin the pinky finger in, right? So the hands out. Spin it in. And reach up and over. Right? So not here, but up and over. Keep control of the head and neck. Draw the belly button in. Last breath. Take the hand back down, roll the shoulders back. We're going to take seated sun salutations. So inhale, reach the arms up, palms to touch. Exhale, float down, take the arms down, fold forward, whatever the fold looks like for you. Take the hands to the shins, inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold like a ragdoll. Inhale all the way up. Palms overhead. Exhale, take the hands to heart center. Find your heartbeat. So press the palms in to press the thumbs into heart. Find your heartbeat. Shoulders back, elbows out wide to the sides. Tune in. One more breath. And we'll begin our sun south. Reach arms up.
Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale up. Exhale, thumbs to heart space. Tune in, 2 breaths. And you might notice here, maybe you want to move your body a little bit further forward or back into your chair, whatever makes you feel more comfortable here. And reach the hands up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale up. Exhale, thumbs to heart space, 2 breaths. We're gonna do 2 more. So if you move a little bit faster at home, that's fine. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold, hands out. Inhale, hands to the knees, shins. Exhale, fold. Inhale up. Exhale, thumbs to heart space. 2 breaths. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale up. Exhale, come on down. Beautiful. Stay here. Check in with the feet. Feet are hip width apart. Feet are flat on the ground. And if you feel like your feet are not flat on the ground, put blocks underneath the feet to bring the ground up closer to you. Because we want all 4 corners of our feet grounded down. Shoulders back. Take the hands down to the top of the right thigh. And you can kind of grasp the knee. We're going to pull the leg in toward us. Okay, so try to have the foot in front of the chair if you need to, just like what we did last week. You can rest the heel on the chair. Okay, so however you feel. If you have a strap at home, great. If not, you can use a scarf or a blanket. We're going to roll it up and bring it to the bottom of the foot, just extending that leg out in front of us. Okay, so maybe you don't need a strap. And if you don't, that's great. You can take the hands either outside or hold on to the chair itself. Kick that leg out in front and point and flex. Point and flex. So again, the reason why we do this is so we can continue to walk upright properly, right? They say a lot of times as we get older, we lose the ability to dorsiflect. So that causes, like, we can't lift our foot when we step. So we kind of shuffle, and potentially leading to injuries, falling, hurting a hip or whatever, anything along those lines. So that's why doing things like this is very important. Point and flex, point and flex. And we're gonna do it 3 more times. But I want you to do, well, 3 more breaths. Take your strap, whatever you have, and I really want you to kick your foot into that strap, scarf, whatever you're using at home. I like to be resourceful. And hold on to that scarf, that strap, and really flex the foot. So I gotta get my heel out of there. So flex the foot so the toes are pointing toward your nose. And we're just gonna hold it here. You might have a nice stretch in the back of the calf. For me, it feels really lovely. If you experience a foot cramp, feel free to take a second to kind of reset or shake the foot up. 1 more breath. Good. And we're gonna release our foot. Met down to the ground. And you can extend it out in front of you for a second, point and flex, just to kind of see how it feels here. We have more blood moving in our leg now, so it's definitely going to have a different sensation. Bend the knee, bring the foot back in, set up for the opposite side. You can keep your strap close by, bend the knee, take the hands around, and lift it up. Again, you have the option to rest the heel on the base of the chair, or if you want to sit back into the chair so you have a more foundation to rest your foot on. Whatever feels good. Number 1 thing that I ask is that you always meet yourself where you are today. Maybe last week we felt amazing and we didn't need to rest our heel, but maybe this week we're like, girl, I need to rest my heel. So rest your heel.
Okay, from here, you can take the arms out, just like we did last week. Whatever you want to do, hold on to the base of the chair. Try to extend that leg out. And if the leg's not straight, you can have a slight bend of the knee. Nobody knows, you're at home. Point and flex the foot. Point and flex. Again, this is amazing. Just this simple movement will help us live better. Okay, so maybe you can incorporate this on the daily, just pointing and flexing. And you could do this right when you wake up, right? While you're still in bed, just point and flex the feet. Be like, my yoga instructor on channel 36 told me to do this. But it will help you have a better quality life. Okay, it will keep everything still moving in the body. 3, 2, and 1. Good. So 3 more breaths. Take your strap. Rope it up at the center of the foot so the heel is exposed. And we're just going to hold here. Notice I'm grounded here in my right leg. And I'm just really trying to flex my left foot. And my strap is guiding, my scarf is guiding the foot in. So the toes are pointing toward my nose. For 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bend the knee. Guide it in. Get rid of the strap. Lengthen the leg, point and flex, just to see how this leg feels. A lot of times the left side of the body is different from the other left side, aka the right side. I always joke like that because from my upside down classes, people get confused. What is the left? What is the right? What is up? What is down? So a little humor. Beautiful. From here, I'm going to go ahead and toss this to the side. And I got to move this out. So we're going to take our goddess pose. Goddess pose, we're going to open the legs out wider. We have to sit on the edge of the chair. So sit on the edge of the chair and allow the knees to go wide, whatever that looks like for you. If that's like this, fine, as long as you're doing it. Open legs out wide to the side, and you're going to put the hands inside the knees and allow yourself to fold forward, just very slight here. So allow the body to lean forward. So as you lean forward, you're putting a little bit of pressure inside the knees, opening up the hips, okay? And again, from here, you can kind of dip the shoulders down. This feels amazing on the spine. I don't even want to come out of that. That feels so good. Oh, yep, back cracked. Maybe go a little bit slower here too. We're gonna go 2 more times on each side. Dipping the shoulder down. Maybe you're not dipping the shoulder down. Maybe you're just bringing it forward, right? Everybody's different. Awesome. We're going to come back up, draw the legs in together. Make your way just about halfway on your seat. All right, if you have a blanket or a scarf, we're going to get into our figure 4. I love figure 4. It's one of my main poses that I teach because it helps to open up that low back. So any kind of back pain that you may have, this was amazing to do if you work at the office or, or if you have relatives that work in an office or are seated all day, you can teach them this pose and they can incorporate it into their life. Okay, so I'm about midway on my chair. I'm going to keep my right leg where it is. I'm going to lift my left leg. Maybe we straighten it out and point and flex real quick and then bend the knee. Bring that left ankle to the top of that right thigh. Okay, so we're in our figure 4 because it makes a 4. Okay, and this is enough. Right, we can just stay here because the hip is rotating out. We're nice and safe. We're opening up the hips. But if you want to go a little bit further, right, this is option 1. Option 2. Maybe you take a bolster, a pillow, a blanket on the top of you, on top of the lap, and you just kind of rest it on that prop itself, or maybe you can kind of fold into it, okay? So this is our option 2. You just want to make sure that the foot is flexed, protecting our knee. And if you want a little bit more, you can fold a little bit further forward, okay? So maybe like ragdoll, allowing the hands to fall down to the ground. Inhale, coming up. And from here, can you push that left leg? So now the legs are crossed. Okay, if you need to walk that bottom leg in, that's okay. So you're about center chair. And then from here, you're gonna take the right hand out in front. So we're gonna make our way into our twist. So right hand is just you could take right hand or you can just
relax the arm against, but I'm creating a slight pressure here. I don't know if you could see that at home, that I'm gonna push my arm into my leg. And from here, it's gonna allow my torso to twist back. You can rest your arm on the back of the chair, keep the head and neck up, and you can look out in front of you, or if you want, you could turn your head. But the main thing is if you do turn your head to that left shoulder, look at something in front of you, on the wall, whatever it is, a painting, a person, and just try to keep that line as you turn your head. So we're just going straight across. So that way we're not going to compromise in our neck. And again, still pushing that arm against that left thigh. And coming back to center, release the left leg down to the ground and reset. Feet are hip width apart. Keep the left knee bent. And you want to make sure that left heel's underneath the left foot, the left ankle, knee are in alignment. I'm going to lift the right leg up and over. Maybe just like we did the other side, lift that right leg straight. Point and flex really quickly because we need that. Bend the knee. Bring the ankle to the top of the left thigh. And roll shoulders back, right? Figure 4 on the opposite side. This might feel a very different sensation compared to the other side. Keep that in mind. So maybe you're just doing option 1 on this side. Maybe you went a little bit further on the other side. That's okay. You want to listen to your body so you feel better at the end of this practice instead of worse. Shoulders back. If you want, you can kind of pull the heart forward, creating a slight fold here, slight hinge. Again, you can use your block, bolster, blanket to create a support here on the lap. And we can make our way even further forward, okay? So the reason why this is great for the back, so you think about as you're folding forward and we have the leg up, this is gonna create our foundation here. So when we do potentially fold forward, it's allowing the hips to stay grounded and that length of the low back of the spine, okay? So teach this to a young person and you'll change their life. You can surrender the arms down, maybe the head goes down as well, just like a waterfall here. And just breathe into the low back. Inhale, coming on up. We're going to walk our left leg in closer toward us, so it's about the center chair, and allow that right leg to cross over top. And it might feel weird because you always cross your legs the other way. No, it's okay. Left arm's going to come over the top of the thigh and just put some pressure. So your arm is pushing in. I don't know if you can see that engagement. So I'm just resting here. But as I push, you see that? You see that nice little lift? One more time. I don't know if you can see it at home, but push. So I'm pushing my arm in, and you can rest that back hand on the back of the chair, going into our twist. Keep the head up, look at something out in front of you, okay? So this is that nice twist. We're pushing the arm in. So maybe you can twist a little bit further. And if you want to turn your head to the right shoulder, find the point out in front of you, and that gaze is just going to go straight across. So you can go back. Breathe into that low back. Allow your heart to try to look back as well. Two more breaths. I'm going to come back to center. Release the right leg down to the ground and make your way to the edge of your chair. So we're going to take tree pose in our chair if you're not ready to come out, but you can also take tree standing behind the chair. So I'm going to do just this side in the chair itself. So I'm going to lengthen my right leg out in front. My left leg, I'm just going to try to walk my left foot in towards my right, and you can open that knee out. So even though it's not making connection, that bottom of the left foot's not making connection, or you can bring it up depending on how you feel. So we're just opening up that hip here, okay? You can take prayer at heart center, so the shoulders are reaching back. So we have our tree pose here, right? If you want to rest the foot on the shin, you have the option to do that, kind of like the edge of the shin. Okay, the number one thing, whether we're standing or seated, we never want to put the foot into the knee joint and push into the knee joint, okay? We always want to be very gentle. So even if the foot, the toes are making contact with that right ankle, that's okay. So we have our tree pose on our left side. Breathe into that left hip. Beautiful. From here, go ahead, straighten the leg out and find your forward fold. So the legs can be straight. If you feel like you're grounded on your chair or not, you can bring the booty back, bend the knees, forward fold. Again, head, neck, and shoulders release down. Come on up. Perfect. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and do it standing, utilizing the chair. So I got to do my right side. Slow this over to the side. So I'm going to take my left hand to the base of the chair, wherever you are, something you can hold on, maybe even use the wall or the back of the couch, whatever is accessible to you. The left leg is going to stay grounded into the ground. And you can have both feet about hip width here just to kind of check in. Hand to hold on to be resourceful. You could take right hand to heart space and turn that right knee out to the side. And if you can, lift that right heel to the inner part of that left ankle. Okay, so you can stay here, this is our tree pose, or find some space for your tree, lifting the bottom of the foot up higher along that left leg. And just as you stay here in your tree pose, maybe exploring a little bit further, okay? So you have your options to do seated or standing, or if you feel even more comfortable, you could take your hand to the ankle, guide the foot up even higher, but again, we're protecting our knee, we're not going into the knee, so you're at the inner thigh, and push the foot into the thigh. And we're just going to hold here for 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Release the leg down to the ground. And from here, I'm going to bring this out in front. Okay, but you're going to step back clearly because you can't move your couch. Hold on to the back of the couch, back of the chair, and we're just going to find our forward fold here. So hands are out in front of you. Fold back. So the feet are hip width apart, sending the hips back behind you. Fold. You can have a slight bend in the knees. And if you're in your chair, you're just folding over the legs in your chair. Where you are, can you kind of inhale, round the back? Exhale, go down. Bend the knees a little bit more. So we're also getting a shoulder stretch here. I feel like I'm playing peekaboo. Perfect. From here, bend the knees a little bit more. So we're going to take chair pose. If you're in your chair pose, just sit in your chair pose, reach the hands up. Okay, so if you're standing, feet are hip width apart. You can hold on to the chair for guidance. We're in our fold. Reach the hands out in front, spread the fingers wide, knees are bent, and we're just going to rise up. So slight tilt in the pelvis. We're coming up in the hips, and you can take prayer at heart center. So regular chair pose, right? So either in the chair or next to the chair. Shoulders back. Inhale up, arms up. Exhale, float the hands down to Tadasana pose. So again, spin the pinky fingers out, thumbs reaching out and away from the body. Slight bend of the knees. Take a body scan. So this time our body scans may be from the crown of the head, working the way down the body, all the way down to the feet. So this should take you about 5 breaths. I'm going to rearrange everything because I'm going to end up being on our mat. So 5 breaths here, standing in your Tadasana pose. Checking in with your heart. You can feel the blood circulating throughout your body. Beautiful. From here, we're going to make our way down to our mat. So come to sit on down. Bend the knees. So the feet are hip width apart. I don't want to get out of there. And you're going to take the hands down to the sides, fingertips facing the lower body. You're going to walk yourself on down as much as you can with the hands, and then go ahead and lay back. So the idea of doing that is that we get like a hooking sensation in the upper back. Can you walk the heels in a little bit closer? So maybe the heels make contact with the fingertips. Keyword maybe. If they don't, that's okay. If they do, that's still okay. Either or. Okay? Thumbs facing in toward each other. Arms, shoulders, back of the head relaxes down to the ground. Press the ground away. Press all four corners of the feet down to the ground. Lift the hips up here, and we're going to hold for 5, 4. Imagine there's a thread on the belly button, lifting the hips up higher. 3, 2, and 1. Come back down. From here, open the feet out wider so they're about the width of your mat, and then allow the knees to touch. So this is going to make your low back press down into the mat. And you can take your hands to your belly for additional weight or a nice little assist. And then we're going to do that again. So heel toe the feet in closer together, so you're about hip width apart. Press all four corners down to the ground, hands to the ground as well. Lift up. As you exhale, bring the hips down to hover, but don't touch. Inhale up. 2, we're going to go for 5. 3, engage the glutes on the way up. 4. And 5. Hips come down from here. Windshield wiper the knees to the left and to the right. And if you want to go a little bit further with your practice, I'll be doing a third option here. So our first option is to hold our bridge. Second option is to do moving bridge, bringing the hips up and down, inhaling up, exhale down to hover. Third option is where you roll to the tops of the shoulders, okay? So again, walk the heels in to potentially touching the fingertips, press the arms down. From here, you have the option to stay here or make your way into your moving, or take the hands underneath you, interlace the fingers, press the hands down, rolls to the tops of the shoulders. So it's like your heart and your belly button are lifting up. All four corners of the feet are pressing down into the ground, and breathe into the back body or posterior chain. Imagine that thread on the belly button, lifting the hips up even higher. 2 more breaths. Unroll the shoulders one at a time. Unclasp the hands, bring the hips down. Windshield wiper the legs to the left and to the right. Again, this is to enhance any sensation and just to reset that low back. Lengthen the legs out in front of you. Take a long body stretch. Inhale, arms up overhead. Point the toes away. I hope you'll remember your point in flexing. And then flex, draw the elbows in as you engage the core, so the belly's pulling in and down. Inhale, lengthen, point the toes. Exhale, engage. We're gonna go for 3. Last one. Beautiful. From here, bend the right knee into the chest. Create circles with that right foot 3 times in both directions. And then take the left hand to the outside of that right leg and guide that right leg over to the left side. Notice my shoulders are still on the ground. The back of my head is on the ground as well. Okay, so if you bring that leg over and you peel that right shoulder up, don't cross it over so much. You can stay here. Okay? But if you're able to really reach that right leg over to the left side, just breathe into that back body. Imagine opening up that lumbar spine, that low back, right? That's where everyone tends to have some kind of issue or concern in that low back. And you have the option here to turn your head to the back, right? So my right leg is reaching to the left. You're gonna turn your head to the right, but again, find a point on your ceiling where you can then turn your head in a straight line. One more breath, maybe pushing the hand a little bit further down. You're going to take the head and the leg back to center. Lengthen the leg down to the ground. One more long body stretch just to reset. Point the toes and flex. Left knee comes into the chest. I'm going to kick this chair away because I'm definitely going to knock into it. Left knee into the chest and find your circles with the ankle 3 times both directions, acknowledging any cracks or pops. Take the right hand on the outside of that left leg and allow the left leg to go to the side. And keep both shoulders rooted down. You have the option here to turn your head, but again, make sure that you turn your head. You go in a straight line, okay? Because what we don't want to be is here. We don't want to build this, okay? So turn your head. Follow the lines on the ceiling, on the wallpaper. I don't know if you have wallpaper. I feel like no one has wallpaper anymore. We're still applying pressure with that right hand on the outside of that left leg. So we're opening up this whole low back. So we're like trying to fold that low back in half. We're gonna come back to center. Lengthen the left leg. Again, long body stretch. Exhale. Bend the left knee. Reach the right leg up high. Bend the right knee. Take the right foot to rest on the top of the left thigh. So it's our figure 4. Same thing we did in the chair earlier. It's just now we're on the mat. And I want you to twist. So we're gonna get one more nice spinal twist here, dropping that right foot down to the ground, okay? So we're gonna be right here, and we're gonna hold it. Keep the shoulders down. If you want, again, you can turn your head. If you want a little bit more, you can take your hand, either hand, doesn't matter which one, to push that knee away. It's gonna give you a little bit more additional opening in the hips. Nothing forceful, don't, just very gentle. I'm gonna come back to center. Lengthen the right leg, give a nice point and flex. Bend the knee, right foot comes down. Opposite side, lengthen left leg, point and flex. Whew. Bend the knee, left foot goes to the top of the right thigh. We're gonna cross it over, allow that left foot to fall down. Step the foot on the ground, don't break your microphone. Keep the shoulders down on the ground. You take your right hand, if you want a little bit more, not necessary, and push the knee away from you. You'll feel the opening up here in the hip. If it's too much, don't even bother. But that nice gentle press away does give you additional, maybe even a little bit in the IT band here in this area. So it's going down. Again, if you ever have any pain in your practice, you slowly come out of the pose, right? If you push here and it gives you pain, come out of it, okay? We're creating that mind-body awareness with every practice, with every pose. And come back to center. You're gonna lengthen the legs. We're gonna set up for our Shavasana. So what I like to do before setting up for my Shavasana, I like to lengthen my legs. So I'm gonna reach the leg up and try to reach my heel further back, down my mat, and then allow the legs to splay out to the sides as well as the hands. Palms up for abundance, palms down for grounding. If you don't know what you need, either abundance or grounding, one palm up, one palm down. And just stay here. I'm gonna go back to the big old pink singing bowl. But I want you to just melt down, melt the shoulders into the mat, melt the back of the head, the neck. Everything becomes one with your mat. Come into your breath. Come back to your body. Begin to look at your fingers and your toes. Reach your arms up overhead for a long body stretch, pointing the toes in the opposite direction, drawing the belly button down. And take your hands to heart space. We're going to take one cleansing breath in, closing out our practice. So breathe deep to the pit of the belly, in the chest, in the throat. Exhale, let it go. We're going to end our practice here, but maybe for today's challenge, you can take the hands to the heart and thank your heart for 3 things that happened today. All right, I thank my heart today for giving me the opportunity to share this practice with you all. Another day of life and another day to make a difference. And making a difference in life can be just sharing a smile with somebody. So those are my 3 things. Maybe one day we can meet in person and you can share your 3 things. Have a lovely rest of your day.